Hello YouTube, welcome to another video. In today's video, as you can see, I'm outside. I have a big project that I'm going to share with you guys, and I want you to follow through. If you have something like this at home that you want to do, don't be afraid to take it on. Alright, so let me show you what I'm going to do. Basically, what I have here, camera is not focusing at all. So alright, I'm gonna give you a full preview of it, but I'm just giving you a little idea. I have a whole dresser that is solid wood. It's really good solid lumber that made this piece of furniture. So I'm not gonna throw it away. I'm going to repaint it. I'm going to refurbish it, so it can have some more life, because a lot of life left in it. As I said, it is really solid wood. I'm not sure of the type of wood, but it is good. So I'm going to remove all these hardware. I'm going to remove them, and I'm going to get some degreaser solution, and I'm going to wash it down, because you can see where it was being polished with furniture polish. So a lot of grease and grime is on it, so I'm going to wash it down, clean it, and let it dry, and then I'm going to sand it down with sandpaper. I think it's 120 grade or 220. I'm going to use 120 first, and then I'm going to use a 240 to give it a finish, and then I'm going to paint it. I'm going to paint it black. So, as I said, follow me through. I'm Michael. Walk with me, and if you have a project like this at home, don't be afraid to take it on. You may have a whole dresser, a whole table, a whole center table, a whole, whatever you have. You can always do it yourself. You don't have to give it to a person that does cabinetry. You can take it on as a backyard project, and just follow me. It's the first time I'm going to do something like this. Well, it's not the first time, but first time that I'm going to do it by myself, because I've done it with my brethren, Donovan, big up yourself. He's a cabinet maker. So we have undertaken this type of task already, but it's the first time I'm going to do it by myself. So, come along with me, and you may learn something, a thing or two. Alright, so I have the degreaser solution ready in the bucket. I'm going to move the frame, because I deal with the frame already, and the frame don't really have a lot of grime, as you may know, because it is upright. So I'm going to take this out. I'm not going to put any degreaser on this. I want to reuse this spool, because what I realize that these spools are very good pull. So I'm going to take them off. I'm going to take off the hardware, but I noticed that they have some grease and grime on it, so I'm just going to wash down everything, and then I remove the pull. But I'm going to reuse them, and maybe I'm going to repaint them, I don't know. So just using a Scotch Brite with the solution, and just a circle, a nice circular wash. And surface preparation is the key. So you want to wash it and clean the surface properly before you apply the paint. And I am just doing this before I sand the board, because you don't want to put this, once you put the sandpaper on this with all this grime and dirt, it's going to just clog the sandpaper up. So you don't want to do that. As I said, it may look intimidating, but trust me, you can try it. I mean, you can't fail, it's yours. You can't fail, it's yours. It's gonna be yours. So even if it doesn't come out 100%, it's yours. Alright, and you can see the dirt coming off it. And the water won't do it anything, because as I said, this is solid wood. and it is painted already, so you don't have to worry about the water damaging it. And that is the beauty with buying solid wood furnitures. They will last practically forever. As long as you don't have a fire or you don't have any termite or whatever, termite damage or whatever, these furniture will last forever because you can repaint them over and over and they will last the test of time. So it is always good to invest in solid wood furniture. And by solid I mean it is completely board, natural board. It is not something that is made, a man-made board like a bagasse or some of those artificial lumber. This is the real deal. And you can see the dirt coming off. That's what you want. You have to wash it clean. You can actually see remnants of the polish. That is why it is not good for you to use some of these furniture polish on your furniture, you know, because it builds up over time and it is not good for the furniture. So just depends on the item that you use, that you have. You want to follow the recommended cleaning program for it. Depends on what you have. You know, this could be a nice little weekend project, because I could do this over the weekend, because what I'm going to do is allow this to dry tomorrow. I'm going to sand it and then I'm going to paint it. So 2 days, and the paint that I'm going to use is a quick dry enamel, so you know it is going to be dry to touch within 24 hours. So I'm not going to actually put it back in the house. I'm going to leave it outside, cover it, because I want it to air out properly. So, this is it. Alright guys, so this is where I'm at now. I remove all the drawers and all the hardware from it and sand those. So those are sanded, as I said, with the sandpaper. And I use I think it's 120, that's 120 grade. If you have 240, you can use that as well. Alright. So I sand the drawers and so forth, so I'm going to sand the cabinet now. Part of it. When you're sanding, you want to go in one direction. You don't want to do it all over the place. You want to go along the grain of the wood, because it is painted. You're not seeing the grain of the wood, but I know that the grain is running this way in the long section. And this is what you don't want to press on it so that you have unevenness. You want to go slightly right over the board. You don't want to press down on it so that you may have any unevenness in the sanding. If you have the sanding machine, you can use it. I am just all right, so I'm ready to paint now. This is the paint that I'm going to use, industrial flat. So this is a type of black that does not have any sheen. It have a little bit of sheen, but it's basically a flat paint. I specifically went for the flat because I did not want this dresser to have any sheen. I don't like the shine looking furniture. I'm going for a nice, smooth, flat, elegant look. And that is why I selected this paint. So I'm going to mix this paint now. But before I mix, I'm just going to go through with this brush, ensure that I remove all the dust, because you don't want to be painting and encountering any dust. So let me start from the top. Start from the top. So you just want to go through and remove, because I'm going to paint it, I'm not going to spray it. As I said, I am going for that nice, traditional look. So I'm not going to have any, I don't want it to be smooth. I want you can see the imperfection in the wood, because that is the look that I'm going for. You can see a lot of dust coming off it already. That's what you want to do. You want to remove all the dust. Remember, the key is to prepare the surface properly. Once the surface is prepared properly, then it's good to go. Alright, notice that I flipped it upside down because I'm going to paint this section first. I'm going to paint all of these under section first. All of these areas. Those are to reach areas. So when I flip it over and paint the top, it's practically finished. And by experience with this paint, I know it's maybe just going to take one coat. But let us see where it goes, because you don't know how it's going to work out. Because as I said, it's my first time painting an item like this. But I know that this paint has very good coverage, so I am shooting for one coat. Alright, I made the two top coats for the top, because you know that the top is going to be a surface that is going to be in use. You're going to touch it, you're going to put stuff on it, so maybe I use two coats for the top. But for these areas, one coat I'm shooting for. You want to make sure that you do this outside. If you're going to do it inside, make sure that it is properly ventilated, maybe on a porch or something like that, covered. Make sure that it's not windy. You don't want a lot of dust blowing on the paint, because it's just going to ruin your paint. So that's why I choose to do it in the morning when it's cool, we don't have a lot of wind. And this paint, in half an hour, it is going to be dry to the touch. So it's a quick dry enamel. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I painted the underside section, and just flip it over now to paint the top, the lid. So the lid is not yet painted, but all of those sections at the bottom is painted along with the drawers and the mirror frame. So I'm just going to paint the top now, and then that's pretty much it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this section of the video. This is the final section. As you can see, everything is painted now. Everything is painted. The drawer pulls are also painted, because I was telling you in the beginning of the video that I was going to use back these pulls. Now this is where you can go crazy, you know. If you are doing this, this is where you can go crazy with the pulls and so forth, the accessories. You know, you could buy some really nice pulls, and that will just bring your project to another level. But I didn't have the budget to do it, so what I did was to just purchase a gold tint spray and use it to refinish these, you know, and they turn out pretty well. It looks really good. And these are, as I said, they are quality drawer pulls, so I didn't have a problem, you know, reusing them. But as I said, if you want to go ahead and buy some, you know, some nicer ones, you could go ahead and just go crazy with that, because as I said, that will take it to another level. You know, that will just modernize the whole project, you know. But I am going for the inexpensive value package, and that is why I choose to reuse my pulls. And as I said, they are also strong. These are very strong, so it looks good, eh? You know, I'm not going to put it in the mirror as yet. You know, when I put it down inside where it will be, then I install the mirror. So that is why you're not seeing the mirror there, because I don't want to put it in the mirror and then transport it. I run the risk of breaking the mirror. So that is why you're not seeing the mirror. But that is it. That's the project. And if you remember when we started, this looked totally impossible, but nevertheless, here it is. You know, and if you look closely, see the brush mark. That is what I see. That little dent right there, like a ding right there. That's what I was going for. That nice rustic kind of look, kind of feel, you know. You can see the paint brush mark in some areas. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a totally smooth finish. So I achieved my objectives. The total project with material and everything runs me, I think it's $4,000. 4,000 Jamaican dollars. So that's around 30 US dollars. Thereabout. Alright, for the paint, the tint spray, and for the paint, you know, and I bought a gallon of paint. And for this project, I think one quart could actually do the project. But because I had that paint before, that gallon, just went ahead and do it. So based on my experience, what I realized that 1 gallon could maybe do 4 or 5 of these dressers. So in truth and in fact, it would be much cheaper if you could get the paint in the quart. But because I didn't sell the quart in that particular paint, I had to buy the 1 gallon. So I'm going to do some other projects with the remaining paint, because I have another dresser that I want for the boys that I want to refinish, because this one came out really well, you know. So I'm going to do that. So in truth and in fact, it is really less than $4,000. Alright, if you take the cost of the paint, the true cost of the paint, which will be much less than the 2,500 or thereabout. Alright, so That is it. This is it. It looks good. Everything function. I'm going to get some paper now and I'm going to line the bottom of the drawers because I don't like the bare wood feel. I could have gone ahead and paint inside of it too, but to me that is waste of paint. Right, so I'm going to get some paper, sticky paper, wallpaper types to line the drawers so they can be easily cleaned and so forth. It's really look like nice, guys. Everybody like it. My neighbor like it. Everybody like it. Come out really nice, and it feel good. So you can do this at home. Don't be intimidated and just follow the steps. I did not get the chance to show you when I was actually spraying the pools, because I thought the camera was recording, but it wasn't. I don't know what happened with the technology. Alright, but it is simple, simple. Just stay around, 8 inches away from it. And when you're spraying, you want to move from side to side. Just swivel from side to side. Don't spray at one spot. Just swivel from side to side. Make sure that you prepare the surface properly by sanding them, washing them off first. Take off any grease and then you sand it smooth, and then you paint. Alright. And remember, I use a paintbrush to paint. This is not don't use any spray gun or anything. So a lot of you may say, wow, yeah, you have to need spray gun and so forth, and you get intimidated. But I just use a paintbrush, and it came out really well. Really look good. So ladies and gentlemen, try it. Don't be intimidated. It is your project. If you fail, all you have to do is just try again. Alright, and remember to like the video, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Share the video, so our channel can grow, so we can reach more people. For Home and Garden Fix and Tricks, I'm Nicole. Peace.